Back in times when humans were hunters and gatherers out on the Serengeti, the sound of a lion's roar would literally send you into a panic and set off your fight or flight response, right? So that hopefully we could live to tell the tale about it later on. Interestingly, though enough, those moments like that, they don't last very long, especially when you consider that your life's in danger. Today's world, it's very different, from the open plains on Africa. And although we've eliminated many of those natural dangers, that once threatened our lives, we've also introduced thousands more stressors that are constantly bombarding us and assaulting our senses. We're inundated 24/7 with media exposure, and we can track everything in our personal lives on social media, and every horrific event that we can find on the news instantly. And consequently, all that intense imagery, the loud sounds and the intense lights, all that really compromises the systems that evolved for us to deal with that single lion's roar threatening us, in that single moment of stress. Now it's as if the entire jungle is threatening us all day, every day. And the extraordinary consequences of all that are very serious. You might be familiar with what's called the limbic system, which is responsible for regulating our emotional responses with how we react to different stressors. And listen to this, one that's especially interesting is that our limbic system, it can't tell the difference between what's real and what's fantasy or make-believe, right? You're familiar with this, for instance, when you've woken up from a bad dream that felt totally real, or you got emotional, or sad from watching a movie. That's exactly why I chose to bring this to your attention today. See, watching all that bad news and binging on Netflix or whatever you choose to, entertain yourself with, your mind literally doesn't know to stop and say, hey, that's happening over there, not to me, I'm fine. Inside your brain, your amygdala lights up in response as if what you're watching was happening to you. It responds to the car chase as if it was happening to you right now. It responds to the war and terrorism you see on the news as if it's happening to you right now. Now, you might not think that the scenes of war or killing, whatever, in the movies, is like being caught up, on the Serengeti with a lion roaring at you. But the science is there to back this up. And get this, you might remember the Boston Marathon bombing back in 2013. It killed 3 people and injured hundreds more, 17 people losing limbs. It was all over the news for nights and weeks, and rightfully so. But this is the point I want to share with you today, right? So, are you aware, right? Are you aware that people who watched more than 6 hours of news on that bombing were shown to have more PTSD symptoms than someone who was actually there and experienced the trauma firsthand? Now, let me say that again. From simply seeing the bombing images on TV or from watching the events unfold, people experienced more PTSD symptoms than someone who was actually there. Think about that for a moment. Because according to Nielsen, the average American watches more than 4 hours of TV a day, right? 28 hours a week, 2 months of nonstop TV every year, right? That's 9 years over a lifetime. So this week, let's give our limbic system a break. And here are 3 simple ways that you can manage your daily stress and enjoy a better quality lifestyle, right? Start by limiting our sensors, like eliminating TV, eliminating the nightly news, especially eliminating intense or violent TV shows or movie, especially when it comes to your kids. In its place, perhaps you can do something that's going to serve to reduce the stress. Some yoga, some meditation, going on a hike, meeting friends. There's no threat of lions these days out there. So for this week, get out there, get moving, and make a difference. And until next time, my friends, I'm Certified High Performance Coach Damien Vanderberg, your coach for life.